Good afternoon. How we doing?
When you went back and you looked at the film, what really was the catalyst for the run game that we saw on Sunday?
Yeah, I gotta say hats off to the big guys up front. You know, it starts with those guys. I thought, just when you watch the film, like I thought they did a tremendous job at finishing. You see a bunch of guys pushing the pile. You see guys running downfield, getting extra blocks. And I think, when you look at the run game, you think about the big splash plays, but, a lot of times those unsung heroes and, those unsung plays are just the little things, just giving extra effort. And I thought that was great from the guys. And, it's something we've been building on, and we look forward to continuing.
Do you think the run game has turned the corner?
It's always a work in progress. It's something that we always got to work on. And, turning the corner, like I said, man, I don't really get into that much. I just think we believe in our guys. We got the right guys. We got the right system. It's all about execution for us. And when we go out there and we execute the right way, things usually work out well for us. So, I think we're moving in the right direction. But, again, it's all about what you do on Sunday.
It looked like you checked in to the 51-yard touchdown to Charbonnet at the line. QBs are usually known for passing. Curious how much pride you take in those kinds of checks to the run game.
Yeah, I actually didn't check that one. That was a design call by Grubb right there, so I got to give Grubb the credit for that one. He saw something from up top. I guess he saw a blitz or something weak and got to that look. But, yeah, I mean, we do have the ability to get to those checks, and we have done that throughout the course of the season. And whether it's a run check or, just getting the right pass protection or, figuring out that they're in zero coverage and we can get, a way to attack those guys. I take a lot of pride in that. I feel as though I'm the coach on the field. I'm out there, going heads up with not only the defensive guys but the D coordinator and just trying to get my guys into the best looks. But I also have Grubb, who's right there with me, and he does a great job at doing the same thing.
Mike McDonald was talking yesterday about some of the ways teams are defending DK and how much attention he gets. How have you seen DK kind of respond to the games where it's hard to get him the ball and the things he's doing other than catching the football to help you guys?
Yeah, it goes back to when he was a rookie. We both got here at the same time, and I had been around the league for a while, seen a bunch of receivers, and, I told him, man, if they don't cloud you, you're the X. If they don't double you, you're not reaching your full potential. And sure enough, man, he's right there. I mean, no team that we faced is just going to leave him one-on-one. And, I think it's a gift and a curse because you want to throw him the ball as much as you can. You want to get him the ball, but you also realize that you can't force it. And so when defenses are loading up and they're putting 2 and 3 guys on the backside for him, it just creates more numbers to the front side for us. And so we're always going to take advantage of the right, matchups. And DK's done a great job at blocking downfield, being a leader in the huddle, just doing all the little things that he's always done. But, he's understanding, man. Like, he's drawing so much attention that it's opening up things for other guys. And him being the selfless player that he is, the selfless person that he is, he enjoys that. He enjoys the facts that the entire offense can benefit from having a star X receiver like him. So I think he's done a tremendous job. We still got to find ways to get him involved. But, if they're going to just load up the coverage, then, we got to do the right thing there.
You mentioned his blocking. Can you tell his dad was an offensive lineman the way he blocks downfield?
Oh, for sure. I mean, just his entire mentality is like one of those linemen, man. Like he's a fearless competitor. He's as tough as it gets. He's tough as nails, and blocking downfield, man. Those guys don't want to see him out there, man. They're running away from him and trying to avoid him as much as they can. And that speaks to who he is and how he's raised.
When you watch film and just watch football for fun, do you see any other teams using like the pre-snap shifting the way that you guys do?
Not as much as we do. And I can't say as to why they don't or why they do or why we do. I think that's just a part of Grubb's system. He's done that when he was at UW. He was doing that last year, and he's brought that to us. And I think it's definitely a tremendous help for us. You do get a lot of answers. You can see some things out there when you shift and, just try to figure out what the defense is in or how are they reacting to certain things. And it helps us a bunch. But, we do expect teams to try and counter that. We've already had some of that. And, again, it just goes out to, the quarterbacks now got the final answer. And I think I do an okay job at getting us to the right plays. But I just got to continue to see it and continue to put us in the right position.
So the Charbonnet touchdown, was that the Was that the play call the whole way? Like you guys were supposed to start off in a
I can't
certain-
tell you all, like, you know what I mean? I mean, God, everybody listening, you know, maybe we'll talk about it. But, yeah, we got things that we can get to.
You know, you guys are here in December, one game lead in the division. You got the whole nation watching on Sunday night against a really good Packers team. Just the enormity of this game. How big is this to you?
Yeah, it's a very big game for us because it's the next game. We've been saying that the entire year, and that's not going to change. You know, we understand what's at stake. We understand that, you know, you want to have meaningful games late in December. You want to have your crowd, you know, these great fans that we have, you know, they're cheering and have something to be excited for in these meaningful games, as you said. And like I said, we just got to take it one day, one game at a time. You know, we can't put more emphasis on it than needs to be. It's a very big game. We know it's at stake, but it's just the next game. And so we got to make sure that we approach it the right way and take it step by step.
A lot of people have mentioned the idea of being in playoff mode since bye week. Ernest Jones actually called it death zone.
Yeah.
It's kind of caught on among fans to label the defense like the death zone. Do you like that?
I like that name. I like that name right there. I think it fits them well, suits them well. You know, I've been in playoff mode my whole life, so nothing's gonna change for me. Every day is, you know, I live and die by it.
What have you got to know of Scott Huff since he came on?
I love Coach Huff, man. I think he's done such a tremendous job with that room. You know, you just think about all the guys who have been in and out of the lineup. You know, he's got veteran guys, he's got young guys, you know, from all over the place, and he's getting each and every one of those guys, you know, prepared to go out there and be their best selves. And that's really what you want from a coach. And I think, you know, outstanding human being first and foremost, but just the way that he coaches, the way that he can connect with the guys, and then the way that he pushes the guys. You know, everyone doesn't get to see how stern he is and how on it he is with these guys, but you know, he's right there and they respect him, and I think that's a big thing. But Huff has brought a lot to this offense, a lot to this team, and shoot, I can't wait to see, you know, where it goes.
Getting the ball downfield to your playmakers could be a challenge given kind of the ball hockey nature of the Packers. What do you have to be aware of against that secondary?
Yeah, like you said, they got some ball hawking guys. They got, you know, one of their safeties I think leads the league or is tied for league in interceptions. McKinney, and he's been a perennial Pro Bowler. He's been a great player throughout his career. You know, I think he's a really good safety back there. So eyes on him where he is. Jair's supposed to be playing, I'm guessing, and again, he's been a perennial Pro Bowler, you know, a top corner in this league. So he's often making plays on the ball. You know, those guys are really, you know, trying to hunt picks, man. They're trying to, you know, find ways to, you know, get turnovers for their team. And you know, for us, man, it's always going to be the emphasis taking care of the ball. That's first and foremost. You know, but we want to be aggressive. We want to stay aggressive as well and take our shots.
Does that change the shots you're willing to take?
Not at all.
You guys have faced a ton of zone. We've talked about that for a while. You checked the ball down more in this last game than you have in other games this season. You guys got a lot of yards out of that. Curious, talk about what checking down can mean against zone defenses and why it's important to utilize that.
I mean, it's the power of completions. You know, I guess checking it down has become like a frowned upon thing. I hope not. You know, it's about football. It's about executing plays and moving the chains. And whether I'm, you know, throwing it down the field, throwing it underneath, intermediate, just trying to do the right thing out there. So if they're going to try and, you know, play a bunch of shell coverages and cover two and, you know, they're going to bail and play quarters, then the underneath stuff's going to be there and we're going to take it. We got guys who can catch and run. And so, you know, it's all about making the right decisions. No matter what the defense is doing, we've got to have answers for it. And I've got to make the right decisions and put the ball in the hands of the playmakers.
Why have you been in playoff mode your whole life?
Man, born in Miami, Florida. Shoot, man. Young black man in this world. Come on now. Simple.
Pocket awareness and then pressure awareness in the pocket, because you didn't have any sacks last game.
Right.
And so how do you balance that when there's a lot of pressure and then when there's not pressure?
It just comes down to, like I said, making the right decision. Throwing the ball on time, in rhythm. Again, the guys up front doing a tremendous job at protecting me. I thought that's first and foremost. I thought they did a great job at that. And then, you know, when there is, you know, guys around me, just making sure that I'm getting the ball out. You know, I had an intentional grounding that, you know, I'll continue to say I don't think that was intentional grounding. But, you know, trying to get the ball out, you know, not take sacks, not take negative plays, you know, keep us on schedule. That's the main thing, and it starts up front with protection, those guys, but it's also a big part of it is me getting the ball out and then, using my legs. If I have to, go out and scramble, get a couple yards, get a first down, maybe a touchdown, some good stuff.
Talk about the blocking up front. Your tight ends, can you just talk about how they've helped the run game?
Yeah, I thought Pharaoh, AJ, Noah, man, I thought, even on that Zach's touchdown, man, you see Brady got in there. He made a good block. And, just that entire group, man, like they really, bring our offense together. Pass catchers, dynamic blockers. Those guys are great on special teams, like, just doing it all for us. And the more we can lean on those guys, the more they can go out there and be physical, help, eliminate the edge for us so we can capture the edge and, get some runs to the outside. It helps our offense out, helps our play action and our boot game as well. So those guys are a big part of our offense, and we got to continue to lean on them.
You guys have won 4 in a row, but the Packers come in here to your home stadium and they're favored. A lot of people are picking them to win. Curious, do you use and do people in the locker room use doubters as fuel, or do you just ignore it completely?
Yeah, I can only speak for myself when I say this. Like a doubter, I don't get to see him every day. I only see the people in this locker room, and we all believe. So I don't think any of that type of thing, that type of stuff really creeps into our mindset. We're so focused and so locked in and just continually working on, bettering ourselves. Stuff on the outside, they got to pick somebody, right? We've been favored in games and we've been not favored. Does it really matter? No. You got to execute on Sunday. So what people have to say, everyone has an opinion. They're entitled to it, but it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things.
You referenced that play. Do you have a good understanding of what in the vicinity is? It seems kind of vague sometimes when they.
Yeah, I think it's definitely vague, and you can pull up games from throughout the course of this league, and you've seen plays like that don't get flagged. So I think it's again, I don't really go at the refs. They got a hard job to do. They're humans, but I just think that one in particular wasn't intentional grounding.
What did Kenny McIntosh give you guys? We haven't seen a whole lot of him in the backfield. What did he give you guys Sunday?
Shoot, I thought he ran the ball well, was explosive. I think 2 or 3 of his runs were explosive, runs, and I thought he was physical. He finished his runs well. Even in pass protection, I thought he was great. And he's been that way, since he's gotten here. Obviously, the opportunities with Zach and Ken were limited, but it was great to see him step up into his role. And hopefully he gets a bigger role and gets to get more touches. But he did a great job, and really proud of him.
What do you think this Packers defense does well, and does it remind you schematically of any of the defenses you've faced so far this year?
Yeah, they kind of have like a 49ers background, similar to what we faced there, but they do a little bit more stuff on third down, I would say. But they're very similar to us in their third down packages, where they'll have a bunch of guys at the line of scrimmage, make you determine is it cover 0 or they bluffing and playing zone. But they also do a great job of getting turnovers, and I think that's the main thing is that they've gotten a lot of turnovers. They might lead the league in that category, and they do a great job, and they help their offense out in that way. So again, big emphasis on the ball. That's something we've always talked about, and we just got to make sure we go out there and execute.
You do stuff around the community all the time, but when you do it around holiday time, maybe Christmas in particular, does it feel like it's more impactful for some of the kids or whoever you do stuff for around?
Yeah, I think it's just great, to see the smiles on their faces. We actually are, going to be at the Children's Hospital this Christmas and going to pass out a lot of gifts and stuff. And I did it last year, and just seeing the smiles on their faces, like their families, and just the joy that we could bring to them during the holidays. It may be a little thing to us, but it's so big to them, and it's a life-changing experience sometimes. And so if we can go out there and be an advocate, for the Seahawks, but also just uplift people and lend our hands, we got to do more of it. And it does make us all feel good.
Sometimes guys are shopping sprees, or they go talk to a school. Why the Children's Hospital of your choice?
Yeah, well, first it started with Russ. So I did it one time when Russ was here, and I just kind of took a liking to it. I really enjoy being around kids, and especially those kids who have to spend their holidays in the hospital and stuff like that. Man, just to be able to go out and reach out to them, it just means so much to me personally, and I'll have a bunch of my teammates there as well. Everyone wants to be a part of it, so we want to make it a big thing, and we want to continue to be that voice.
Geno, thank you.
Thank you, guys.